Hello, welcome back to the Football Terrace. Arsenal 3, Fulham 0. A Gabriel Masterclass on his debut. An outstanding performance from the ex-Chelsea boy, Willian. Arsenal have been written off by a lot of people, but what an excellent way. An excellent way to start off your season. 3 goals, a dominant performance, a wonderful defensive display, some brilliant pragmatism at times. They closed down the space when Fulham tried to attack, but when Arsenal decided to go forward, it was beautiful attacking, free-flowing football. And the third goal, scored by Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, what an absolute peach. An absolute peach of a team goal. It really, really was. Gabriel makes an excellent debut. And I want to focus on that. Willian as well. 2 assists for him today in his first game in an Arsenal shirt. That right-hand side of the attack is his position. There is no doubt about it. It's his position. But I want to hear from you. Do me a big favor. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the retweet button as well. We are going to be live here for the next 30 minutes or so. 4:30 on the channel. We're live for the Liverpool Leeds watch-along and the live reaction show to that game as well. Thank you for joining the Football Terrace FC. Let's see who's waiting in the green room. We'll be back in a few moments. Adam, Igal, and KJ with us. I have to start off by saying, KJ, are Lille still charlatans after the signing of Gabriel that looked absolutely brilliant today?
Yes, they're still charlatans, fam. He won one game, yeah. Great debut. I'll give him that. But let's give him at least 15 games before I review my charlatan comments. Until then, it's all part of the ruse. This is all part of the ruse, fam. Let him get a debut goal, a decent performance. But it's all part of the ruse. They're still charlatans.
Adam, from your point of view, mate, I mean, we obviously just sat there and did the watch along. As solid an opening day from Arsenal as we've seen in 4 or 5 years, would you say?
Yeah, definitely. I remember the game we played against Leicester, where I think Lacazette scored in like the last minute or something. That was a hype. We played against Burnley. Ceballos pulled out, but even then it wasn't that convincing. Newcastle, we drew 1-1. I'm seeing Emery crying and calm on the touchline. So this year, it feels good to be able to win early, win convincingly, and have a couple of new signings play well and get a good performance under their belt so that they don't get pressure on them later on. It was a good performance.
Absolutely. And Igal, from your point of view, you're Mr. Positive on everything. I mean, even in the watch along, bruv, you could miss a chance and, you blame wind and rain and God and all sorts of people got blamed for it. I mean, could you have wished for much more today? 2 debutants scoring goals, no hairy moments at the back outside the opening sort of 30 seconds with the potential penalty and opportunity that actually a Gabriel chance mistake led to. Could you have asked for much more?
First thing I'm going to do, Terry, is I'm going to say this is what we expected. We expected to beat Fulham, and we expected to beat them convincingly. So we need to lower excitement. On the other hand, I 100% agree with what you just said. When it comes to Arsenal, we should be beating these teams, and we should not be even worried about Fulham. We should be focusing on trying to get back into the top 4 and pushing forward to get back to where we belong. And that's what I think this season's about.
It's interesting. So I need to keep the same energy. One of the biggest reasons I was encouraged by Man United's turnaround under Ollie is how easily we were dismantling the smaller sides. Things that under Fergie, when we were at our peak, we did with ease, and we stopped doing under Moyes, LVG, Jose. To see what Arsenal did today, if this becomes the consistent where you're not being troubled most times you play smaller sides, that's when I think you can start talking about turning corners, because the top 6, if you look at the last 10 years in the Premier League, and the top 6 playing each other, there were LVG's record against the top 6 was amazing. Jose was pretty good, but we weren't a good enough team, and Arsenal, what Arsenal don't want to become is a team that beats lots of top 6 sides, but draws games like today, loses at home against the Villas, loses at home against the Watfords, not that they're in the league anymore. So I think it's really, really encouraging. I want to speak Willian for a moment. KJ, a lot of the Chelsea fans, we're going to get someone in a moment, written off Willian at all. You know, the most creative player on the pitch today. He got 2 assists as an example. In terms of chances created, I'm just going to go and have a little look at that now. But, he got 2 assists. He created more chances on the field of play than anybody else with 3. Do you think Arsenal have got themselves a proper player in Willian now on that right-hand side?
I think he fits the system a lot better than he would if he stayed at Chelsea. If he had stayed at Chelsea, I don't think maybe necessarily he would have got that much game time due to his age and to the players that they bought. So for him as an individual player, moving to Arsenal made sense. And Arteta has clearly got a plan to play this football where it's very hard to break down defensively, but going forward, you attacking numbers, and Willian suits that. And so I think it could be smart. If you take the banter away from it, it could be very smart business from Arsenal and Arteta to get a player who actually fits the system than necessarily just going for a big name or an upcoming name like Pepe. I'm not saying Pepe is bad. Obviously, he had an okay season last season, but I genuinely think that Arteta will be using Pepe more as a backup option or impact sub in games than Willian.
I hear that. What I will say, a lot of people saying he got a hat-trick of assists. He doesn't get an assist for the first one because it was a shot that was saved. You don't get an assist for having a shot that don't go in. That's not how assists work.
That was also a judge as well. Let's not forget about that.
The opening, we said this at half time. Like the Arsenal played well in the first half. You know, the opening goal had an air of fortune about it, but in the second half, like I'm a neutral to it, and I'm saying they've got to come out and create some clear-cut chances and really take that dominance to the next level, and they did. They obliterated Fulham, and I know a lot of people will say, "Oh, it's just Fulham," but these are the exact banana skins that Arsenal have fallen over on. Now it's a long way to go. I'm not suddenly going to start saying you're a top four team now. You've turned the corner, you're moving forward, but for match day 1 to win 3-0, get a clean sheet, 2 debutants to have good games. I don't think you could have asked for much. I don't think you could have asked for much more as Arsenal fans. We're going to add a few more people to the stream now. Young Samuel is with us. I'm not sure where he went, but Monstar's with us as well. Samuel, what are you saying, bro? 3-0 victors today.
You know what? I just felt so relaxed today. No panic. Of course, the only time I felt scared was the first minute when Gabriel looked a little shaky, but after that, he just settled in. So we've got a serious player on our hands in Gabriel. I mean, serious player. What do you mean? We've got a serious player.
Samuel, this is the first time you've ever seen him play. Like relax, chill, bro.
No, but you can get assumptions from seeing one player play at one time. You can see what they're about. You don't have to, and he's not getting. I think it's valid that he's getting excited.
No, I get excited, but to say you've got a serious player on your hands after one game, come on now. Just wait a bit. Let him prove he's not a charlatan, please.
He ain't no charlatan.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
You know me. I'm a huge Gabriel fan. So, looking at him, I think he looked great. He did look good. Yeah. He made shakes. So he had some shaky moments in the beginning, but that happens with everyone. Willian, who I keep telling Chelsea fans, stop disrespecting. He had an amazing game today. Even if he was, if we had the chance, I'll take him back at Chelsea. Him and Ziyech can rotate on the right wing because we need one more winger. So I don't get. It was a good result for Arsenal, whether it was Fulham or not. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, whoever you put in front of you, you got beat. So good result for Arsenal. I got respect. They done well.
I hear that. Just so some people saying fantasy football is saying 3 assists. Don't take fantasy football statistics seriously. Opta, who feed into the official Premier League, have got it down as 2. They may change it as it stands right now. It's officially 2. Again, what is it with football fans of not just going, it was brilliant? They're just trying to make it just that one step better. No one is counting it as a proper assist. If you shoot and you don't score and it's saved by a goalkeeper and then the rebound goes in, that's like saying if you miss a penalty and score, you get an assist for missing the penalty. Don't be stupid. Just stop. You're ruining a good moment for yourselves here. You're literally ruining it.
Terry, can I just address the comments? Because people are calling me salty and I've got an agenda against Gabriel. Listen, it's been one game against Fulham that he's had a great performance in. Good, that's cool. I'm not knocking the guy for doing that. What I'm saying is, let him play more games before I start hearing that he's a great player, he's a serious player. Relax, man. Let him do his thing, fam. I will call him a charlatan until 15 games in, and if he's been still the guy, then I'll take him back.
Why is he a charlatan? Why can't you just be indifferent until games?
Oh, no, the reason why I say it, is just the way that he broke onto the scene, and it was a bit like, okay, this kid's kind of like been loaned out everywhere, not working. He's broke out to the scene, which is cool. But as soon as that has happened, Leo's immediately trying to sell him for money. For me, that's just a bit. That's a bit. I'm not saying.
KJ, what you got to understand is Edu comes from the Brazilian national team, and he's seen this guy play for the Brazilian national team, not the national team, but the youth team, right? And he already knows a little bit about Gabriel. So if anyone knows about Gabriel, it's Edu, because he's involved in the Brazilian game. So when you say Arsenal don't know, maybe we don't know as fans. But
I'm talking about fans. I'm not talking about the club. I'm talking about fans. I don't
trust fans. I don't trust fans. The same fans who would criticize a player who would go on to be a superstar. So we can't trust fans' opinion as much as we can trust the people in the back room doing the job for us.
No, there's also a message to the board, because right now, look at today. If we just add one more player, like a Partey or Noah, I mean, that could take us even further, which is really needed.
You don't feel one thing there, Samuel? I don't disagree. They could take you further. One thing I would say is do not get carried away. Don't get carried away, because it's the hope that kills, bruv. It's the hope that kills. And I would just say be happy with what you've done. Sit back, relax, and see what happens. Because yes, it was just Fulham, and it's important that you've beaten them. And I think it's a great sign that you've beaten them. But you don't want to win this game and you go get slapped in your next game. Then where'd you go from there? Like, for me, it's important.
Don't worry, their day is coming. It is coming. Don't worry. I might have, bigged you up a little today.
I just want you guys to know, we've not said anything outrageous here. So please don't think that we're going crazy. It's not all Arsenal fans are saying they're going to win the league. We're not about to hijack the narrative and say that Arsenal fans are moving mad. All we're saying is that we've seen improvement from the opening game of the last couple of seasons, and we've seen progress in Arteta, and it's continued today. And Gabriel, with a man of the match performance, it played well. That's all we've said.
Gabriel, Willian, they balled out today. Like,
they played very well. And Arsenal as a whole.
Yeah, and they did good. I mean, where it's interesting, next game's West Ham, which I think is highly. West Ham seem like they're falling apart.
Yeah. It's at home too.
It's then the next 4 games are actually we got the League Cup game then against Leicester, which will be a test, and then after that in the league you play Liverpool, Sheffield United, City, Leicester, Man United. That 5 and that's why I'm saying don't, for me, get ahead of yourselves, because by the end of that 5 games you could actually be on cloud 9. You could also be on cloud cuckoo land. Like, by the end of those 2 things, they're both plausible. And I just say to everybody at the moment, you don't want to be doing what Monster's doing and going all in before a ball's being kicked. On Monday night, when they look like strangers and they don't know how to pass the ball to each other, he's going to be sitting there going, what have I done? I've immortalized socials. I'm done. Because Liverpool fans, after Elite's brilliant mix-up that he did of everyone predicting that Liverpool are going to finish outside the top, like, Liverpool fans are gunning for this channel. They even think it's me. I've been attacked, and I actually said they're going to win the league still. The fans need to watch out on that. Why Terry salty about Arsenal? What have I said to salty? Do you know what?
You've been respectful.
You man are so sensitive. If literally, because I'm not on my gargling on your cum, you're getting upset about it. Bruv, you man are weird, bruv. You man are weird. You man are weird.
The one thing I have to say though is I want to see where we are in the Christmas period, because Christmas period we always capitulate every year.
That's when we play you.
Yeah,
that's when we play them.
So I want to see you in Christmas where we are. Because
look at those 5 Premier League games. Let me come to you on this, Agal. So far, those 5 Premier League games: Liverpool, Sheffield United, City, Leicester, Man United. How confident are you right now about going into those games? Because they're not far away. They're literally coming in a couple of weeks.
What I would say is, based on the performance that we had on the back end of the season, I can see that we have a different way of playing against the top teams, that I think we will not get turnover the way we used to get turnover. If we lose to Liverpool 3-4-0, then I'm just going to look like an idiot, and I'll come on here and I'll say my bad. But right now, from what I've seen from Arteta and the way that he set us up defensively, we have a system where we are fluid movement from a back 4 to a back 3, and the way we defend against top teams, I think we'll be able to hold our own against Liverpool, even at Anfield, Man City, even at the Etihad, and especially against Sheffield United and those guys, Leicester. I think we're going to turn them over.
Oh,
That makes
wow.
sense.
Oh.
That makes sense. Well, I always find interesting. You man share this link with people outside the group, don't you? Because I keep seeing people pop into these backrooms. Like, they're not in the group. That's weird. Yeah. No, I get where you're coming from with that. That makes a lot of sense. And I know expectations will change. I've got up and down. By the way, everybody tuning in right now, nearly 2,000 people, please hit the like button. So important to us that you get that done. It really, really is. Baller here says, don't worry, people. AFTV and Shield will be back. Well, that's the interesting thing, you know. Like,
No.
I don't know if it will be as back as often this season. As it had
I don't think so either. I think,
yeah, go on.
I think way Arsenal are heading, you're not gonna, even if they lose, you're not gonna see the rants. You're not gonna see they get Arteta out. I think a lot of Arsenal fans are gonna be very calm, very
Except for
collected.
Except one fan is going to be
what,
very
he-
mad.
Well,
Lee
he's
Gunner.
gonna-
That's it.
Why is
Lee Gunner's got his own thing going on. Like,
Why is Lee Gunner going to be getting mad for? Why?
It's the Arteta agenda, in my opinion.
See, this is where people misunderstand Lee. Lee's already said it 3 times on my channel. He's only been on it 3 times in the last month. If Arteta proves him wrong, he'll come out and say, yeah, I was wrong. He doesn't have an agenda. He just doesn't think he's good enough. And if Arteta is good enough, he'll say, I was wrong, he's good enough. That's not an agenda. An agenda is, even if he's good enough, not admitting it. And trust me, Lee Gunner will admit it. Do you get what I'm saying? He just has a difference of opinion. There is a fundamental difference, in my view, between those two sort of ideologies. But again, that's just my humble opinion on these things here. Let's look forward a little bit. Actually, we've got Latimer's Prime in the background. Laddie, there he is. Look at the shirt, man.
Yeah.
You look like you just joined Boys to Men, bruv. What's going on? Is he frozen? Oh, he's
Men in
moving.
Black. Eh?
Look at that. Look at him. What are you saying, Laddie?
Oh my god.
Good performance from Arsenal. Willian, 2 assists, not 3. He looked good. He's a good player, Willian, so he will do better at Arsenal. Gabriel looked decent, so let's see how he turns up. The only thing I'll say about Arsenal fans is, again, it's the first game. Fulham are just a promoted side. Let's see how things go. You have a tough run coming up, so let's see how you get through that.
Everyone she's to hide the tears, Prime.
The tears of a team that finished 8th, yes.
Bro, just leave us alone. We haven't even said anything. No one.
Samuel just said something. I just replied.
I know, but I'm just talking in general.
Hey, Prime. You did so well, and then you just crumbled. Then no, I just replied what someone said. Don't do that. Chess, bruv. Chess. Stephen's with us now. Stephen, your Arsenal get off to a winning start. What you saying, bro?
Yeah, I think it's been a well-managed, well-controlled performance. Fulham didn't offer too much in terms of attacking threat. They had a couple of moments, but not killer sort of thing that you would expect from a more Premier League side. But it's shown again how we're developing a much more better game management. I didn't feel that we were at times struggling to sort of keep the lead where we have been in the past.
No, I agree. Yeah.
Can I just also make this point out as well, is that this week has been transplant week, 2020. It's the first week, a full week of September. And yeah, if it's all to raise awareness about donation, transplants and stuff like that. And I've got stuff on my channel that I did last year that I'm redoing that we sharing this year.
Okay, cool. Good. Make sure you share the links with me and we'll push them out of the platform. Yeah,
you never know when you might need one.
This is true. This is very, very true. So big up yourself, bro. And appreciate you coming on the stream, mate, and having your say. Share those links with us and we'll get them out to everybody. Everybody else. Yep.
Terry, the Pepe salt has already begun on Twitter. People are saying Pepe out. They want William starting every game. Like, people relax.
Wait. Arsenal fans are just rivals.
There's Arsenal fans, not even rivals. Arsenal fans are already going crazy saying, this is why I never read it.
Honestly, this is where I get frustrated with our fan base.
Yeah.
Right? Because one player has come in does not mean that now the next player is now dumped. Right?
Thank
No,
you.
but I do
Especially
genuinely think that Willian's going to be starting majority of games. Not just because of how good he is attacking wise. He's also very good defending for you lot as well. You can see it. He's good recovering balls.
That's true. That's
But
very
then towards
true.
the end of that is true. But then towards the end of the last few games of say last season lockdown, you saw Pepe and Aubameyang putting a shift in, doing the defensive work as well. So
Yeah, look, I think everyone's got. Like, I'm going to banter it and be like, 72 man on the bench for Willian. All the Chelsea fans though in the preview said that Willian will be starting over Pepe moving forward. I feel he will because where this system works very well for Chelsea, for Arsenal, is when you're not in possession, your wide attacking players come into that middle area and make you really strong. I don't think Pepe's that guy. I think Willian is. Remember, Pepe wasn't an Arteta signing, so. As much as it's a banter for Arsenal, from Arteta's point of view, it's a no mark. He isn't his player. It isn't someone that was added in that regard. He isn't part of his plans. He hasn't come out and said this guy. I actually have a feeling that you might find Pepe in a year's time being sold, and that isn't because Pepe's a bad player. He just got a different manager, and Willian's going to play a lot. But equally, there's going to be more changes because David Luiz has got to come back at some point. Saliba is going to play. As you've got Ceballos to come in. You're going to have maybe Thomas Partey or Auer join the club. So there's going to be more casualties. And that's the whole point of depth as well. Where Arsenal fans need to be strong, need to be really, really strong, is not fall for the bait. But at the end of the day, the one player that I do worry about in terms of I think his starting place has gone to a new signing, 100% is Pepe. And the same as Granit Xhaka, if and when Thomas Partey comes in. I think those two will be the genuine big casualties for better players.
You're saying El Neni or David Luiz El Neni or Danny Ceballos would start over Xhaka?
I think so, but I think what you still need in that middle, I think Danny Ceballos, he has that guile and that quality on the ball, which no other midfielder you've got has, barring Ozil, but he isn't going to play. So I don't think you can get away with having. Maybe you can. Liverpool get away with it. Maybe they've got no creativity, no real nuance in the middle. But I don't know if that's what Arteta is going to do. Although your football was very good today, but you were playing Fulham, so I think that's maybe what's going to happen.
What's happening with Ozil? Is he never going to play for Arsenal again, or what? Like what?
He definitely shouldn't play for Arsenal again, but he probably will.
Is he not in training?
Yeah, he played one preseason game. What I'll tell you is when Ozil plays, the formation is not a back three. The formation is a flat back four, and he plays in the number 10 role in a free role. And he's not. Arteta does not want to have to be carrying passengers. And when you play Ozil, you're carrying a passenger.
That's very, very true. That's very, very true. Just moving this on, because we spoke about Arsenal. We know how good they've done. There's not really much. There's no jury out on this because it was a very good game. Liverpool take on Leeds in a couple of hours' time. We know Leeds are being tipped up. Like Latimus, when he sent me through his predictions the other day, predicted Leeds, to finish, I think about 8th. A lot of people think Leeds are going to have a good team this year. Do you think there could be a little bit potential banana skin today? There's no Anfield crowd. There's a lot of talk about Liverpool not quite being at the races. What do you think is going to happen in that game this afternoon, Monster?
It depends on who's playing. If Hendo, Trent is probably fit to play. If certain players don't play, let me just say, I don't think Liverpool will get the win. But if their full 11's there, they should win. But if they don't win, oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, like the interesting thing about I don't think the not winning today is the major issue in some respects, and I mean that in a polite way. I think the not winning today is the pressure that then mounts up in the sense of they then have to go and play. They're then going to be up against U-Man a week later, and that's the dangerous element to this. Like if Liverpool drop points in the opening game, and it's always a banana skin. Samuel, bruv, we can see your desk. What? Yeah.
My phone's bugging out. Yeah, there.
What's going on your desk? You need to tie that desk up, bruv. That is a mess.
I have working board.
Successful people make their beds and keep tidy rooms. Remember that.
I'm screwed then.
Make your bed in the morning. It's important. But yeah, like I think that's the danger for me, Adam. I mean, you've got an interesting relationship with Liverpool fans. They don't like you because you put pressure on them to win stuff and whatever. Do you think they could drop points today? Do you think they could? Because they haven't looked great, even in pre-season. They've looked a bit sketchy at times. I know they beat a team the other day 7-2, but that was Blackpool. Like, what do you reckon? What do you reckon today? What's your head saying?
First of all, let me say that Liverpool fans owe me a lot of gratitude because I'm the reason that Klopp won the Premier League. I put pressure on him and he won it. Anyway, the second thing to say is, as much as I'd love it, I don't see it happening. I think Liverpool they'll come good when the time comes. I think Bielsa, it will be a very entertaining game, and I think for a neutral it will be interesting to watch in terms of the two styles of pressing that they both have. But I think Liverpool have too much quality for Leeds, man. It's nice to see them back in the Premier League though. Although I don't think they're going to finish as high as people are expecting them to as well.
Leeds, yeah, Leeds is an interesting one in relation to that. Does anyone else see a potential banana skin, or do you think Liverpool are going to have more than enough today to get themselves over the line?
Liverpool won't win the game.
Yeah, I think Liverpool will. I think Leeds will give them a good game for like 60 minutes, and then boom, Liverpool's stamina will just overtake them, and just basically just destroy them. I can see a good easily like a 3-1 win, like easily.
I think this could be a 1-0.
Sorry, has Leeds made any signings towards?
Yeah, they've made signings, but it doesn't matter though. Like they're still going to get.
I'm not saying it's like I still think that Liverpool have enough for them. But I was just wondering whether, in terms of squad depth, that they've brought some signings in for the Premier League this season.
Yeah, they have. They got in Rodrigo, right?
Yeah, they bought some decent players. It looks like. I mean, I don't watch the Championship with any great regularity, so I haven't really seen them play. It's just it's just one of those potential banana skins. When you play newly promoted sides, Arsenal handled it impeccably today. Just sometimes there can be some issues. Leeds are certainly a better team than Fulham. And look, I know they're at home, they're at Anfield, but there isn't a crowd. And for me, like I said, home advantage is gone now that there's no crowd. It doesn't matter where you are. Like it's 11 versus 11 men on the pitch, and that's practically it as an example. So it'd be interesting to see how Leeds do today. There's nearly always a shock in the opening weekend of football where one of the big teams drops a point, something happens. And look, I'm not even going to lie. I know Liverpool fans don't want to hear this, but I'd love it to be Liverpool as a Man United fan. It would be amazing if it was. There's no doubt about that.
I got one thing to say about
you're going on about how home advantage is gone. I actually do think that really paid dividends for us today, because I think a very lively Craven Cottage could have gone a different way.
I think that some teams will benefit from it. Where a lot of Liverpool fans I've heard again, I listen to what fans say because I think the fans are the most important element of football. A lot of Liverpool fans I've listened to think that they need supporters to elevate them to that next level to keep them going. So that's been their excuses for looking lackluster in the back end of the season. So that can't be an excuse then and not an excuse for them now. So that's surely got to give Leeds an advantage based on that. But there we go. Go on, Sam, you're going to make the last point. Go on, mate.
I was going to say that, West Brom, the other side's promoted, I have them breaking Derby County's record. I have them finishing on 10 points.
Wait, West Brom?
Yeah. I see them breaking Derby County's record this season.
Why?
I just don't look. There's no good players on that team. It's just an average side.
No good players, like not Dianga, not Matheus Pereira.
Whoa. You see, Fulham went for the playoff final. It was appalling.
No, we're talking about West Brom, though.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. West Brom came second.
I don't know.
They're depending on Charlie Austin to score their goals, though.
Yeah. They just signed what's his name as well, isn't it? Ivanovic.
Yeah.
There you go. We've got a new challenger for Zane's title here. Red United with a $50 super chat says, Samuel, please take a snapshot of the league table right now because it's the last time you'll see Arsenal top. Arsenal got Gabriel. They're going to win the league. Lol. Welcome to Banter Club. That's from Lee, who is, I assume, a Man United fan with Red United. So first of all, as ever, thank you for the brilliant donation and super chat to the Football Terrace. It means a great, great deal. Calling Samuel at the... He's probably gone for Samuel on this. He's gone like directly for you, Samuel.
Terry, can I also just jump on this? He said he's already a week too late. right? Because we're already at the front, at the top of the start of the season.
No, I get that, bro. It's true. I don't. What I would say, listen, Red United. I do hope that again. If I take my, that'd be horrible. I don't want Banter FC to be gone. I want Banter FC to still exist. I want there to be Arsenal meltdowns. I want to see a gal like try and defend a 3-0 defeat to a crap team. I want to see Adam Storm. I want to see these things. If I'm being so honest, I feel like the Banter era of consistent embarrassing results is over for Arsenal. I genuinely think the consistent embarrassing results is over. You may not jump past 6th or 7th in the league this year because other teams are brilliant, but there's a difference between doing that and doing it in an embarrassing way. You know, and I think that might just now be past the, you know, it might be gone, but who knows? I mean, I could be wrong, but by the end of those 5 round of games, you might be sitting there like,
Time to go. Terry, you know why? You know why Arsenal fans should be excited? Because we actually, for once, tried to build from the defense instead of building from the front. I genuinely believe we went into the past 2 windows trying to improve that back line, and that is how you win it. That is how you start a winning team, and I'm happy about that. Gabriel today scoring a goal it just goes to show you that we might have invested our money in the right position this year.
Latimus, you were shaking your head. What's the problem with what you were saying there, laddie?
I mean, it's we have to wait and see. I personally don't rate Gabriel highly just from what I've seen other than this game. But again, it's all about we just wait and see. Arsenal could finish top 4. They could. I put them to finish 7th, so we'll just wait and see.
So you don't rate him because of what you've seen other than this game? Does that mean
because this is and I watched him in this game. I said he looked decent when I got on, didn't I?
It is funny. It's funny though that you're saying we're saying about how that we're starting to look at our defense. Is that's exactly what George Graham used to do. Right, he'd build from the back line and then forward.
I get the notion. I do. I get the notion, but for me, it's your 2 reinforcements that you brought into your defense are 2 young.
Yeah,
it's 2 young players that you both, like all fans, not just Arsenal fans, but all fans don't really have any idea how they're going to do. So I can't sit here and say, yes, Arsenal have definitely sorted out their backline issues.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they're the.
No, I'm not saying you are, Stephen, but I'm saying that's what Arsenal fans, some Arsenal fans are perceiving. They're saying these 2 have come in, we've fixed the backline. And we sorted them, but no, you're not, because we don't know how these kids are going to do. What's my man saying? Red United again with the super chat. Thank you.
Thank you very much. He's just praising the channel and everything we do. He says, the kid, I see your butterflies in today's game after beating Fulham. Listen, bro, appreciate the super chats and donations. And look, I love that you're enjoying the content that we're making. It's day 1, it's game 1 in match week 1 for the Football Terrace. We've got hundreds of these now to do over the next 10 months. It's going to be it's going to be a roller coaster ride. And by the end of the season, I might even have hair again. So it's going to be that for that as well. But listen, listen, if we help you in any way, shape or form with mental health, keep yourself happy, keep yourself engaged. Like that's not what we're set up for. But I appreciate that. And I've said it I've had this conversation with Adam a lot. Like it does a lot for me, even on a football level. Man United can lose, I'll be fuming. By the end of my stream, I'm quite calm because you get it out, and that's the point of it. It's, you know, I think what a lot of men go through and women that watch football before social media existed is you'd be angry with your team on a Saturday, and you bottle it up all weekend because there's no one really to talk to about it. Do you know what I mean? You go out with your friends, maybe not all your friends are football fans. I've got a mate like that. None of his friends like football, and he can't really talk to anyone. He goes into work Monday, and then he's getting bantered, and the stress builds up. We're here as an outlet. We're one of the only actual channels that gives football fans a voice. Most just let you listen to them. That's not what we're about. But everyone who's tuned in today, thank you.
Can I just make one more point about that?
Yep.
Right. The first time I came on here, I was if you remember, I was in hospital. Right? Yeah. Crap internet. But since then, I've been told that in terms of my health, they can't do anything apart from wait and see if it fixes itself. Right? So that could be years. I don't know. Which I'm not happy about. I'm struggling as it is mentally. but doing my own stuff, raising awareness on my own channel, it just relieves the something. Right, and just listening to you guys and coming on your channels as well.
I get that, bro. And you know what? I can't.
Especially when you get told there's nothing they can't do for you.
No, and brother, I get that, and I can't comprehend what you're going through, how that thinks and feels, you know. But what I like about what you're doing is you're doing something positive with it. You're trying to help other people. You're giving yourself an outlet. You're not allowing it to just beat you and consume you. And for what it's worth, that's like genuine strength.
I used to do that. I used to use that like my humor as a covering up, and even up to like get to a transplant theatre doors, I would sit there and go, back to the usual table again, right? And just making fun of it. But inside, it bottles up, and you can't do that. You just
I hear that completely. I hear that completely. We've got another super chat here. This is what I smiled about when you were talking, because I saw the beginning.
Yeah, saying that was me too.
Zane, where the hell are you? Come out of your bubble and say something. Say something out.
But I was like, yo, throw your money down, bro. I'm richer than you, fam. Like, if Zane and Reggie Knight, if you guys want a war on the Football Terrace for super chat, like, go for it.
Go for it.
Like,
I'll stay here all night.
People are saying, leave Zane's mouth out of here.
There we go. Red is calling him out on that one. Calling him.
Calling Lee Gunner out too. They're saying Lee Gunner's a closeted Man United fan.
Listen. I know Lee well, and it's like I always say with people, it's about, there's a difference between having, there are some Man United fans that don't like Ollie, and no matter if Ollie wins the Premier League, Champions League, if he did the quadruple in one season, if he did the quadruple in one season, right, you would still see the excuses. Zane's here. Zane says, "Lee, got your tongue."
Yes, it's begun.
Zane's in the house. I just made hear about this. Maybe Zane owns both accounts. He's just trolling.
Zane, respond to the United guy. Don't respond to Elite KJ, man.
I think you could call that KJ.
Call me out. Call me out. Keep doing it, Zane. Come on.
For me, like as I was saying with Lee, like Lee will change his mind if people do. Like I don't think he said early last season that Saka isn't ready to play regularly for Arsenal. He openly admitted on camera about 5 times that he got that wrong. So he hasn't got an agenda to a point where he won't yield. It isn't unyielding. It isn't an opinion he won't change. That's the difference. There are some Man United fans I know, like there was one today, they're all kicking off today because Ollie wants to get rid of Delo. And they're like, oh, he's saying that Delo don't want to follow his instructions. What instructions? He doesn't train, doesn't coach, doesn't do anything well. I'm like, boys, you guys love Pogba and Martial. Those guys have admitted what they're doing under Ollie is amazing. So trust me, I'm going to trust Pogba and Martial's opinion of Ollie's training than I am some random fan on the internet. So Lee Gunner, I will defend him on that. He hasn't got an agenda in relation to that. What are you laughing at?
The people calling
Zane, you are
bro.
lacking £9.
They're calling him, bro.
Fairness, AFTV and Mark Goldbridge have been streaming all afternoon. Zane has probably dropped about $1,000 on those platforms. So it is where it is.
Someone said Zane paying KJ's his appearance fee.
No, I don't get no money for being on here. I wish I did. Terry, listen to the people. They want to get me paid.
We've got a little thing going. You know that already, bro. So
Samuel.
Samuel, look at it.
What are you doing?
Samuel's pulling out his pocket money, bruv, isn't it? Did your nan come over or something?
No, it's for my GCSE results. That's what it's for.
How did you do? How did you do?
I did really good, but now I'm effed because I'm doing physics for A-level and I already effed up.
What do you mean you already? You've got...
Yeah, it started.
You
No, I already have. I have, and I'm baffled already.
That's
Bro,
good.
you've got the whole year, man.
You'll get there in the end. I'm sure you'll get there in the end, bro.
Yeah,
Samuel, just speak to your teacher, and at the end of the year, if you're doing bad, they always help you out if you speak to them throughout the year.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is the kid that you like finessed your degree.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. I had a course where I had a bad mark, and I told the guy I need at this GPA level to get into university. And the guy's like, you know what? I like you. You're school class president. He took my grade from a 69 and gave me like a 75.
Nothing like a bit of nepotism to put you. But by the way, that's real life, though. That's real life, because that's what life is. Most people get where they are because of who they know rather than what they know. Like, there's a lot of like YouTubers I see at the minute that are like getting really good opportunities, and I think they're talented and I think they're brilliant. But if you look at who they're very close with on a friend level, those people are also working for those same organizations. So of course, what happens is that you get the link in, you get the connection, you get brought in because of that. And that is what happens. And I've had that in life, in my banking career, where I had a friend that got a really good job with the company. They were expanding, they needed more people. And he's like, Tell, I recommended you. So my talent got me the job when I went for the interview, but I got noticed because someone introduced me. And that's just life. So make your bed in the morning. It makes you successful. Equally, make friends, network, get to know people, because, scratch someone's back, quick pro quo, because you'll get helped out. You need to do that. You could be the most talented person in the world. If you don't network and build friendships and relationships, you still won't get the opportunities that your talent deserves. I thought something was wrong with Steve then. I just see that the camera dropped. I was like, brother, you cool. I actually panicked.
Finessing a degree is actually a real thing. You can speak to university teachers. They'll help you. No joke.
That's their job. We all had this at school as well, right? I remember
as if they help you. If they help you, it looks good on their grades.
Yeah, they're targeting to get more people.
They want you to succeed.
What they do is they bell curve the class grades down. They bell curve everything down. So if you speak to them and you're friendly with them, they'll bell curve you upward.
I remember one of my teachers in my maths exam, which I got an A star in at school. I had a question and I did something wrong in the question. And there was I don't know, it was something was missing in my equation. I don't quite remember exactly what it was now, but I remember my teacher walking past. I love this guy. He just came over with a pen and just did something and walked off. I was like, oh, cheers, thanks. And then I've continued it. Like, they do that. They help you out. He probably could be sacked for that, but it don't matter. Like, he helped me out. No one's going to grass him. That was the one subject.
It also helps when they like you.
Yes, like I said, influence people. If people like you, they do more for you. It's as simple and as straightforward as that. If no one likes you, people leave you by the roadside. There we go. But listen, everybody that's tuned in, I really do appreciate you all being here. Listen, Red United, Zane, thank you very much for the super chat, and everyone else that contributed. Back live 4:30 for the. Still need some guests. I don't know who's coming on the show tonight to do that game, but we're going to go live at around 4:30 on the terrace as well. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again very, very soon. Peace.